Okay, hey, welcome caregivers. This webinar that you're on is presented by Gimme a Break. Gimme a Break, as you know, is a nonprofit organization that's caring for caregivers just like you and me. And of course, we offer you emotional and physical support and breaks and resources so that you will continue to practice wellness. We're here to assure that you survive. Caregivers are at high risk. 50% of all caregivers will pass before the one they're caring for. And if you're a kupuna, 70% of you will pass before the one that you're caring for. So you are at high risk. Please, your wellness matters, and we want you to survive. So, and of course, we are all caregivers out there. You either were, are, or will be, or will need one. So we want to support you to continue on and to thrive and dream again, even beyond caregiving. And so this presentation is just one of the ways to be able to help you to survive your caregiving and to be able to look at all of the ways to practice self-care and wellness. And that's the caregiver wellness wheel. So this is the final part of the caregiver wellness wheel and that we are going to go on to discuss. And let's get right into it. Share screen. Okay, good. Here we are. So, a few things to consider. Why do we want to even bother with our wellness? We're healthy, or we think we're doing okay. I mean, of course, we haven't slept in a while because we're caregivers, and we haven't slept in a while because we're caregivers, and of course, we probably haven't been able to shower regularly or don't eat well, but we're still going. We got energy, right? Well, you are at risk. And here are some of the ways. 20% of caregivers do suffer from depression. I believe that statistic is higher. And 50% of caregivers, as I said, will pass before the one that they're taking care of. 70% if you're over the age of 70. But also 67% of caregivers have reported at least one adverse mental or behavioral health symptom. You may physically still be strong, or maybe not. You might not know what's going on internally, but mentally, we are really, really struggling. And of course, 100% of you, I know, are frustrated and exhausted and are ignoring the signs of caregiver burnout. So your wellness really does matter. What is wellness? Well, it is an active, deliberate pursuit of activities and lifestyles that lead to a state of complete health. All right. I want to read that one more time to you. It is an active pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyles that lead to a state of complete health. So, wellness really is an individual pursuit. We have a self responsibility for our own choices, behaviors, and lifestyles. It's yours to control. In a world where, if caregivers, where we lose control of everything, you can control your wellness. Wellness is not just a state of being. It's not, I am well. That's not what it's about. It's an active process of being aware and making choices that lead toward your holistic health and well being. So, taking responsibility for your own self care. So, what is self care? Well, self care is an activity that we do deliberately in order to take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health. Good self care is the key to an improved mood, it reduces anxiety, and it's the relationship we have with ourselves. So, where do you start? Really easy. Just stick to basics. Relax, revive, resource, and renew. And also, self care is something that you have to actively, deliberately plan. So, we want to add activities to our calendar to increase that commitment to take care of ourselves. We want to announce those plans to everyone we know so that we can get support. A lot of times people say, "Oh, I didn't know." Oh, yeah, I've been doing this. Oh, I didn't know. Well, now we need to announce those plans. Let everyone know this is what I'm doing. You'll be amazed at the support that you'll get. And then continue to actively look for ways to keep things fresh and fun. Be aware of what you do, why you do it, how it feels, and what are the outcomes. So, in this series, we've covered 6 so far parts or spokes on this wellness wheel, and they're all very important. All of these different facets of the wheel are needed in order to have whole, complete wellness and to continue on with our caregiving journey. So, today we're going to talk about social and environmental. Oh, it's going to be a good one. Wellness. So, in your environmental wellness, we have a special guest today. And our special guest is Cynthia Arnold, a decluttering expert with Let's Move LLC. She's also with Generations Magazine and the owner and publisher of Generations Magazine. So you all know Cynthia, and she's wonderful, wonderful presentation that she has now. So please let me introduce to you Cynthia Arnold, who's going to talk about decluttering.
Thanks, Savy, for having us at this event today. We just wanted to share some decluttering tips for all the caregivers because, we do know how stressful it can be to care for somebody else. And this is just going to help alleviate some of that and hopefully help everyone declutter their homes or get some tips. Aloha, my name is Cynthia Arnold. I'm with Let's Move. John is also on. He is the owner of Let's Move. I just wanted to give you a short story of how we got started. So about 14 years ago, Senior Move Managers and Declutter Hawaii was created. I started and ran that company for 13 years, and I decided to take a break to spend more time with my family. While that happened, John was my operations manager for, I think, 8 to 10 years or something like that. And he decided to start his own company. So that's how Let's Move was created. I currently am the sales consultant as well as marketing for Let's Move. John is the owner and operates everything as far as our clients and the business. I am also the new publisher and owner of Generations Magazine, which is a kupuna resource magazine for 55 and over. John has a lovely family with 2 kids and one on the way in end of July or so with Monica. And I have a daughter who has just turned 13 and my husband of 14 years. So that's our story. What's your story, right? Maybe you've lived in your home for a long time and you've collected a lot of stuff. Have you tried to declutter, but somehow you can't seem to make any progress? Maybe you've cleared the area on your dining table and that looks great. You guys can have dinner on it now. And then you look behind you and you think, oh, why did all this area get cluttered? Right? You've tried to make progress, but somehow it just hasn't happened for you. Are you asking yourself, should I move or should I stay in my home? Right? That's the biggest question as we get older. Am I going to stay in my home and live in my home and age in place? Or am I going to move to a retirement community or another location to downsize my living area? And last but not least, is your home a safety hazard, right? Because we all want to make sure that our home is safe for us wherever we may live. And especially for our caregivers, right? We want to make sure that your home is safe for the ones you're caring for as well. So now that we know what your story is, do you ever think this? I'm the clutter fairy. I'll come back. Gonna need a much bigger one, right? You want to just look at your things and go poof and be gone, right? You don't want to have to stare at it and go through it. You just kind of want it to vanish on its own. And the other one is just think, darling, one day all of this will be yours. Is that what your mother is saying, your father is saying that, no need to clean any of this. All of it will be yours soon enough. Right. So what we want to do is empower our clients to make decisions now versus later. right? Why don't we go through the items while mom is still alive so we can get the history of the item? We can maybe create a memory book of it, so that we can keep it and last it longer and longer. Getting rid of our things is not easy. And I'm going to tell you now, it's going to be difficult. And the main thing is because it's emotional, right? It's a lifetime of memories. It's all of the things that in 50 years we've accumulated. Getting rid of it is not going to be easy, but you can do it. You set a plan of action, you set some goals, and then you can achieve those goals in time, right? How many of you have junk? Do you have any junk? I don't have junk. We have treasures, and that's what our clients call them. We have lots and lots of treasures. And how can we make those treasures and give it on to our beneficiaries, right? Our loved ones, our caregivers, right? All of you. Your mom wants to give you the set of china. Do you want it? Do the kids want it? Right? What do we do with it? It's a lifetime of memories. So some of the tips to conquering this clutter, we really set plans. We're very organized. We want to make sure that our clients know where they're going to go or know where they want to go and then how we're going to get there, right? You're not going to go tomorrow and run a marathon, right? You plan for the marathon. You train for the marathon. This is the same thing to declutter your home, right? Create a plan and a schedule, but really a realistic schedule where, okay, I'm not going to get everything done in 1 week, right? Because I have bridge on Thursdays. I go and get my hair done every other week. I have to go shopping on Mondays, right? There's a lot of things that we do in our life that we can't just stop everything and say, okay, I'm going to clean up my house in a week. So we create a plan and a schedule that's realistic to everyone's own schedule, right? We want to start in the least used rooms or areas in your closets. Um, where haven't you gone in your home in a while that you could probably get rid of things faster because we haven't seen them? We start in garages, right? Because most times people throw things in their garage that they really don't care about, but they want to still keep it, right? It's somewhat safe in our garage. Well, let's then start in the bedroom that the kids left 30 years ago when they went to college and they haven't come back. What are we doing with that room? Right? So we start in the rooms and the areas that are not as personal to us so that we can then start to get rid of things, right? If we started in our bedroom, we probably wouldn't be able to get very far because everything in that bedroom is very close to us, is very meaningful to us, right? So now what do we do? How do we sort through our things? How do we go through things and make determinations on what we want to do with it, right? So we do have a sort acronym that we use, which I will go through shortly. There are only 4 piles of stuff in your home, okay? And I'll get to that in the next slide. Next, we're going to begin with high traffic areas. Number 1 is to increase safety, right? When you get it home from going out from your front door to say the living room or the kitchen or anywhere else, is that a clear path for you? Or do you need to make zigzags to go around the piles of stuff that you have in your home? Maybe down the hall in your house to get to your bedroom or to your bathroom, that there's piles of stuff in that area. Are those safe? Is that safe for you? Should we declutter those areas so that something doesn't fall on you when you're walking or that you don't trip over something, right? So we want to think about the areas that we walk every day. We do not want to trip over things. We don't want things to fall over us. Unfortunately, we've gone through so many clients and experiences that they have. One told me that she had fallen and tripped over something, was on the ground, could not get up. She was down there for almost a whole day, and she realized, she was trying to army crawl and certain things like that. She saw her phone cord. That was the only lifeline she had. She found this phone cord. She pulled the phone cord until the phone came to her, and then she was able to call for help. If not, she she would have been lying there for more than one day, right? So we want to make sure our high traffic areas or areas where we walk are clear and free and safe for us to travel. And last but not least, you may think that this is an easy one, but minimize incoming items. Think about that. Every day we go out, we bring something home, right? We go shopping, we go to the mailbox, we bring something home every single day, whether it's mail, whether it's groceries, whether it's a bag or anything. So we want to minimize the incoming items to stop the clutter, right? So if you have a whole pantry of food, we usually tell our clients, let's not go shopping at Long's or Costco for a month. Let's try to eat everything that's in our closets, right? To minimize the incoming items. Questions to ask yourself when decluttering. Now, these may seem simple, right? Do you really need it? Yeah, of course I need it. Okay. And when was the last time you used it? Huh. Let's see. When did my daughter give that to me? I think it was our 40th anniversary. And we're on 50 years now, right? When will you use it again? How often do you use the item, right? If your daughter gave you that mixer at your 40th anniversary and it's now your 50th anniversary, you didn't use it in 10 years. Guess what? It's still brand new, right? Never opened it, never used it. Are you able to then get rid of it? Usually not. Most clients will feel terrible, will feel guilty that somebody paid money for these items and then never used it. So it's funny because most of our clients will try to use that item again. They might open it, they might look into it, and then think, oh, it's supposed to be brand new, but the rust is corroded. Or there's all these black things in there. Or there's cockroaches coming out of it, right? Unfortunately, even if you don't open the box, things can still get in it. It's not necessarily new. Most clients, like I said, will try to use the item at least once before donating it, or at least so that they don't feel as guilty that somebody gave them something and they never used it. Another question is it replaceable? Do you have 24 um, aluminum tinfoil pans in your closet, right? You use them, you clean it up, and you can reuse it again, or you can reuse it again. You go to a party and you bring one home because they were just going to throw it away, you can reuse it again, right? How often do you reuse those items again? And are those items replaceable if you need one in the future? So aluminum tinfoil pans, you can go ahead and recycle them. If you need one again, you can go to Safeway or Long's or something and maybe spend $2 to $5 on one. If the objective is to downsize and declutter your kitchen, how many of those things do you use? How many of them are replaceable by just going to the store? And how often do you use them? Right? Think about all these questions as you start to declutter and as you start to go through the items in your home. Last but not least, if you decide to move, say you decide to move to a retirement community, the question will be, where will it fit in your home? Right? Do you need the mixer? Do you need the slow cooker? Do you need the food processor if you're going to go to a retirement community? Right? Where will it fit in your new home? And I must say, most of our clients who we help move, their kitchens are nice and beautiful and huge, where the closets are longer than my arm. So a lot of times our clients don't remember what's in the back of that closet, and you won't have space for all those items in the next home that you move to. So now we're going to go over this SORT acronym, S-O-R-T. S is for sell, O is for offer, R is for retain, and T is for toss. So let's think about four corners. Okay, we're gonna have the sell corner, we're gonna have the offer corner, we're gonna have the retain corner, and we're gonna have the toss corner. As you go through things in your cabinets, in your closets, in your dressers, think about the item in going into one of the four piles. You're gonna look at, say, sunglasses, right? You're going to say, okay, I wear them, I'm going to keep them. All right. Now, as I go through more areas, I have a second pair or a third pair or a fourth pair or a fifth pair. How many am I going to keep? Is that item a sellable item, a donation item, or a toss item, right? When we work with our clients, we ask our clients one question: do you want to keep it or do you not want to keep it? And from there, we help our clients to determine whether it's a sell item, whether it's a donation or a toss. Now, outside of the things you want to keep, retain with you, we will help you organize it back in your closets if you decide to age in place. If you decide to move, we'll help you pack it onto your new place. What do we do with the things that we don't want? We have our sell, we have our donation, and we have our toss. So let's think about it. How do we sell things? Well, nowadays people sell things on Craigslist, people sell things on Amazon, or not Amazon, Facebook Marketplace. They sell it on all these different apps. Now, is it worth selling? You know, that my pair of sunglasses cost me $5 to maybe $20. Is that worth selling? Am I going to get someone to pay $20 for used sunglasses? Right? So different ways to sell things. You may have a garage sale, an estate sale. You may also do things online, or you can find a consignor to sell your items. Unfortunately, you're not going to get the top dollar on things, right? Selling used items, you're going to get about 10% of what you paid for it originally. So if that's worth it for you, then yes, by all means, clients will have garage sales. They'll, spend all that time to have people come to their home and buy items. The trick of that is if you only have small items, you're not going to make as much money. Add in some furniture, add in things tools, electronics, those type of things. Those things will bring people in to purchase those larger items, higher price items, and then they probably will pick up some other items. Now, you can offer it to your friends and your family. You can then offer it to nonprofit organizations. There are many on the island that take certain donations, right? You have kidney, you have cerebral palsy, you have Goodwill, you have Salvation Army, you have Savers, you have a lot of different companies on the island that will take furniture and take donation items. However, the kicker is, will they pick it up or do you have to drop it off? And will they take the items that you want to donate? And that's really difficult. So what we try to remind our clients about is this item something you would purchase at Savers, at Goodwill, at Salvation Army? Remind you, they will not wash it. They will not clean those items. They do dust it off, but they are not going to wash your clothes. If it's been in the closet and it has a mold or mildew or mothball smell, they're not going to wash the items, make it nice, and put it in the store, right? A lot of times they'll look in the bags. If it's something that they think that they can sell, they'll then take it to the store. A lot of times they have their own dumpsters as well, and they throw those items away if they cannot get it sold. So donation items, think if you will buy it from a used location, a used store, then you can donate it. Okay. Last but not least, all those things that you wouldn't buy at Goodwill or Savers, those end up being in the toss pile. Things with your name on it, things with, world's greatest mom and then your name on the bottom. Those are the things that you want to just put in the trash because unfortunately, for personal reasons, I wouldn't want some of my names or things like that on things that other people could have. Or even like my daughter's softball team, it's very unique. Their clothing is unique. Their uniforms were unique. Those are things that I personally would not donate, mostly because it has our name on it, things like that. So there are a lot of things that will be put in the toss pile, things that are rusted, things that are molded, things that maybe you had a rat infestation or a cockroach infestation. Those are the type of things that you will then put in the toss pile. So these are the 4 categories of things you have in your home: sell, offer, retain, and toss. I don't think you're getting the point of this exercise, right? First day on the job, we work with clients. A lot of times they want to keep most of their items. They have a smaller box of donate and like barely a bag of toss. Technically, it should be the opposite way. Your donate and toss should be much bigger than your keep box. But I thought this was funny. It's not trash. Remember, it's a lifetime of memories. And when we help clients to clear out their homes and things, it gets very emotional for them. And this is what it would look like, right? A lifetime of memories into the trash. But like I said, it's not trash. So the second part of, whether you want to decide to age in place or move, these are some good questions to ask yourself when you're thinking of should I move and when should I move, right? Is your home too large now that the kids are gone, right? Maybe you had the large home because you had 3 kids, but all your 3 kids moved to the mainland for college and now they have jobs there and raising their own children. Your house is too large for you guys. Maybe you're keeping it because when the kids come to visit you, they have a place, but who's cleaning it, right? Maybe your yard is too much to maintain, right? For you to mow the lawn, it takes every energy out of you to mow the lawn, right? Or you hire a yard cleaning service and maybe they'll come next week. You don't know. Sometimes they decide, oh, they're not coming this week. So then your weeds are growing much more, right? Are you tired of cooking and cleaning? Yep, me too. Tired of cooking and cleaning. You want someone to be your chef as well as your maid. That's the time that you should decide to start moving somewhere else, right? Does your home have too many steps? We had a client from the street level where they parked to their home was about 90 steps, right? When you're young, it's good exercise. You can carry all those groceries up. But as you get older, it's starting to get a lot harder to carry your groceries up into your home. Um, just even carrying a bag of stuff, it's very unsafe for us to walk up and down those stairs. Are you living alone? Maybe your parent that you took care of lived with you and they passed away and now you're living alone. Maybe your husband or wife that you caregive passed away and now you're living alone, right? Are you concerned about security? Um, and then last but not least, would you like to make your own decision about when and where your next move will be? This is one that we really don't think about too much until it happens. Something happens to you and you need to care for somebody, but who's going to care for that person if you're not healthy, right? I give all of you so much credit because caregiving is not easy. And you need respite as well. So you need that time to go and take a short trip with your friends. You need to go and get your hair done, get your nails done, go for a lunch date with a friend. You need your respite. So these are all questions to ask yourself as you are making these decisions and thinking about the future. Should I move somewhere? Should we move somewhere now? Or should we stay home? Okay. So our services, along with helping people to declutter and move, we also help with packing and unpacking, moving, organizing in your home if you want to age in place. One is an estate clear out when maybe a loved one has passed away, or maybe, now you're taking care of mom or dad in your own home, but their home has been locked up for 2 years. You haven't gone back really, but you want to sell it maybe, or you want to rent it out so you can get some income. We can help with those estates, with those homes that no one lives in anymore. We can help you sort through it, declutter it, clear it out so that you can do what you want to do with it. And last but not least, we can help you with some vendors if you need some help with electricians, contractors, plumbers, those type of things. We can help put you in front of somebody that we would trust with our own. This is Let's Move information, John and our team. His phone number and his email if you have any questions. We do provide a first consultation for free where we can come out and talk with you and see what services you may need, see what you might need from us, or see how we can help you in the future. Talk to you about goals and how to get to your goals. Our next event is actually our Generations Magazine Aging in Place event at Ala Moana Hotel, August 3rd. We will be doing a 1 hour presentation about decluttering at 9:30 and at 12:30. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to register. It is first come, first serve. So if you are interested, please come to the Generations Magazine Aging in Place event on August 3rd at the Ala Moana Hotel. We will be doing our presentation. However, there will be 18 other presenters presenting on all types of different topics, as well as we're going to have about 40 plus vendors. And I believe Gimme a Break should be there as a vendor as well. Last but not least, I like to end presentations with a quote to make a difference in someone's life. You don't have to be brilliant, rich, beautiful, or perfect. You just have to care. And care is a really big word, especially in caregiving, right? You have to care. So thank you so much for your time. We can answer any questions anyone may have, but thank you so much for your time today, and aloha.
Great. Wonderful. Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, Cynthia, I love that presentation. I was in the back just cracking up at some of the stuff. But I also want everyone to know that thanks to Cynthia, and I know it's Let's Move now, and nice to meet you, Jonathan, as well, who's on the webinar. But when you were with the previous company, if it weren't for you and your team, I don't know what I would have done. And that's how we originally met, was when I was moving my parents out of their home. And every scenario you talked about, every negative scenario was what had happened with us. And it was thanks to you and your team turned it into such a positive and helped us to pack up years and years of hoarding and clutter that was just crazy in my folks' home. So thank you so much for that. And I will forever be grateful. And congratulations to the new baby, for Jonathan, and also to you for your 13-year-old. And I know you're going to be leaving and going on to a wonderful weekend with your family. So really, really appreciate everything and every point. I could probably go on for another hour just about your presentation. Perfect, and hit every point. And thank you so much. Caregivers, this is really one you didn't want to miss. So I'm glad that they were able to watch that. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Savy.
Aloha.
Thank you. Aloha.
Wow, wonderful. That was amazing, right? And thank you so much again, Cynthia, and enjoy your weekend. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about that environmental wellness, because I can really, yes, go on about all of the things, the points that she brought out. And I know you relate to all of them so much. And, I still have a lot of stuff in storage that I've got to let go of, because that memory is a tough thing. But, that's where your memory lives. It lives in you, not in a storage unit, not in a closet, not in a box. So make it a little easier to let things go, because our environmental wellness is really understanding how your social, natural, and built environments affect your health and your well-being. And it's being aware of the unstable state of your area, right? Like Cynthia talked about, safety, some of the things that can hurt you physically. Maybe too, one of the things I noticed in my parents' home before they cleaned everything out and we had to get it ready to sell was the smell in some of the closets when we moved boxes, because there were rats' nests in there or mice were living in there. And, there's a strange and odd smell that comes from that. And that's not good for you at all physically. So for caregivers, it's also creating a healthy environment free of those hazards, right? So where do you start? Well, one is to declutter. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for that, right? And of course, you want to schedule your sanity time. We really need to schedule time just for sanity, because you have to declutter your mind, yourself, and your mental condition. And then choose wisely and connect. We're going to talk more about that. And then, of course, clearing that clutter. So let's talk about scheduling sanity. When your schedule is out of control, which it is when you're caregiving, so is your wellness. Your diet flies out the window, exercise routine is crazy, and of course your patience is totally dried up. And all that's left is chaos. And that sends out way, way too many negative waves just that hit you like a storm. Whether you know it or not, all of that negativity affects your health. It goes right into your organs. So, what can we do? Here's an activity. First of all, prioritize and make room for your calm. It's hard to do anything in chaos, even to declutter. Anything you want to do, you first need to declutter your sanity, your mind. Choose the important stuff first and set boundaries to honor those priorities. Find calm by honoring your time and space. Put your health and wellness first, making your mental and physical balance number one on your list. Breathe. Then we want to choose wisely, choosing things in our environment that are going to bring us that wellness, right? And that could be anything, something we bring into our space, something we bring into our body. So choose your food wisely, choose your spending wisely, choose your time wisely. Take all the things we talked about in the wellness wheel and make wise choices. Choose more what uplifts you rather than what stresses you out. And finally, connecting. We need that social connection, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And we thrive when we're surrounded by supporting and loving people. And this could include pets or plants. You know, I always tell you people, pets, and plants, right? That's how we caregive. And of course, our family, our close and romantic relationships, we need those. So we need to cultivate them. So, what are some things you can do to connect as well? Volunteer. Get out, reach out, find people that you can help, or be part of an organization. Gimme Break's always looking for volunteers. Connect with nature. Get outside and play, even if it means to just step outside the door into the street. And you know, maybe you live in the city where there's not a lot of parks. There's always a little grass strip there in front, isn't there? Just take your shoes off and put your feet on the grass for just a second. Get to a park. Get to the beach. We live on an island where you can do that. All right? And then connect with yourself. Practice what you love. Even if it's in a moment, even if it's for a minute, 2 minutes, draw, doodle, sing, listen to music, dance, ways that you can express yourself. And of course, again, breathe. So clear the clutter. Thank you, Cynthia, and to Jonathan. Make the right choices for your environmental wellness. Make time to meditate and calm your mind. Don't forget to declutter yourself too. Connect, create, and play. And you'll find your way to environmental wellness. Environmental wellness, in all honesty, is one of the simplest wellnesses to practice. It just takes a little organization and a little help from your friends, like Let's Move LLC. All right, so let's go on to your social wellness. Social wellness is a little tougher, isn't it? It's really easy as a caregiver to isolate because social wellness is nurturing yourself and your relationships. It means not just giving, which we do very well, but it means receiving. And that's very hard to do, isn't it? But we want to receive social support. We want to make sure that we have friends, family, and all of those that can help us when we are in need, in a crisis, or just when we need to breathe, when we need somebody to give us a little pat on the shoulder and a little broader focus. All right. So where do we start? Well, let's kind of take a quick assessment. Let's assess our social wellness to see where we're at even right now, right? In your mind, answer these questions. Do you actively seek and accept help from others? Are you constantly looking for others' approval? Now, be fair and be honest with yourself. When you look in the mirror, do you see your flaws first? Ooh, that's a real reflective one. Is your circle of friends made up of only people that are currently helping you? And how long has it been since you did something just for you away from your caregiving duties? If it's been longer than a day, that would not be a good thing. We need to practice wellness every day. Like I said, even in small moments. So, with that assessment in mind, we can think about how at risk you really are. What did you really learn from considering those questions? You know, most times caregivers are not even aware that they're isolating. I know I wasn't. I really, this, all I could say was I always thought I was just doing the best that I could. And I was trying to do the best that I could, and that I was taking care of my mom and dad the best way that I could. I didn't think I was isolating myself. I didn't think I was sacrificing anything. I just didn't think. I just went. So you're not even to realize you're so focused on caregiving, right? I know I was. And when you as a caregiver become isolated, you then put yourself at risk in so many ways by cutting yourself off socially, that those risks can just increase exponentially, one after another. Do you consider yourself a social person? Were you social before caregiving? Now, some of us maybe weren't. Yeah, I was sort of social, but I also liked time to myself a lot. I worked a lot with people, so I used to really cherish my me time. And that's really what went for me. So caregiving can become so easily isolated that this part of the wellness wheel kind of just gets pushed away, right? Do you agree? The health risks from being alone or isolated in one's life are comparable to the risks associated with cigarette smoking, blood pressure, and obesity. If you isolate, it's like having a disease that you have to maintain, like diabetes. If you let it out of control, you can become very ill. If you don't take your medication every day, then you're at risk. Isolating does that as well, physically to your body and mentally to your mind. So research will show that people who have strong social networks tend to live longer because of that. The heart and blood pressure of people with healthy relationships respond better to stress. And strong and healthy social networks enhance the cardiovascular and immune system's ability to fight off infectious disease. So if you're isolating yourself, you're not getting your meds, and your meds are social wellness. Bring the people around you that you need. So let's get reconnected. How can we do that? Doing so is not only going to enhance your life, it's going to help you be physically well. Movement, take a walk, dance, get out there, do that with the one you're caring for. Connect socially, do it on social media. There are a lot of great videos you can watch that will connect you, not physically, but right over a video, you can connect and watch, and you can do a 1-minute workout. They even have those, believe it or not. Volunteer, help others. Again, when we help others, it's different from caregiving. We help others that are going through the same thing we do. Find those who have hobbies in common with you on Facebook. Join a group. Be part of a weekly support group for caregivers. I can provide you with a list island-wide of caregiver groups right here on Oahu. Make contact with people. Smile more. Be more honest and confident with yourself, and consider your feelings, your needs, and your thoughts, because they matter. If something happens to you, who cares for the one you're taking care of now? And if you need more ideas, there are some links to websites that will help you to provide you with wellness toolkits. And I get you those links. Just contact us at info@gab808.org, and I'll give you that information at the end of this presentation. Again, reconnecting is not so easy, so surround yourself with caregivers. We have our support sessions every week, every Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. and Tuesday afternoons at 2 p.m. You can join us right here on Zoom and a community of caregivers just like you. It's the greatest way to get your social wellness off to a great start. And because this is our final presentation now, we've worked our way to Caregiver Day Camp, and our Caregiver Day Camp will be Monday, June the 3rd, coming up in just about a week, a little over a week and a day or so, at Kapiolani Park from 10 to 2. And if you need more information on that, again, just contact us right here at gab808.org, and you can go to our website for more information. But please join us for our Caregiver Day Camp. Bring your sack lunch or bento box and your yoga mat, or if you don't have that, just a beach towel is fine. We'll provide you with some snacks and drinks, and we're going to do some wonderful things. It's only a few hours. You bring your family and your carry as well, but it's an opportunity to get out and get social, right? And if you missed any of our webinars that came up in our outreach presentations this year and last year, they're all available on our YouTube channel. Just go to GB80, Gimme a Break 808 on YouTube, and you can watch all the previous ones, and this one will get downloaded shortly as well. So hopefully you enjoyed all of the presentations for our wellness wheel, and that will get you not just socially and environmentally, but all of the wellnesses will be practiced, and you'll have a complete wheel to just roll along through your caregiving and survive your journey and thrive even after. Gimme a Break really is here for you. We are totally a community of caregivers. We have weekly support sessions, as I said. We do our retreats. We have our day camp coming up, our Caregiver Day Camp coming up. We can help you connect to resources as well. And one of those resources is our Giver's Guides online magazine, which you can get a subscription to by going onto our website, and workshops like this, as well as presentations. And coming up on the 8th of June at the Neil Blaisdell Center Exhibition Hall, we will be having our Hawaii Caregiver Expo, our 3rd annual Hawaii Caregiver Expo. So you'll be able to watch and attend that and be able to connect it to almost 40, 50 resources. Are you really excited about it? Just mark your calendars. We are partnering with Tech Savvy Teens as well, so they will be there. These are teens who will help Kupuna to get connected. They can give you all kinds of IT and technical assistance with your phone, with your iPad, with your laptop. So bring them in and come check them out. They'll be there to assist you and work with you. They've all been trained to work with Kupuna to help you to learn your devices. And while you're getting help with them, have them download the Zoom app for you so that you can get onto our sessions and show you how easily it's done. And they can walk you through every step of that. And that's a free service. We're also going to have Kupuna Power there. So Brickwood and Friends will be sharing with you, as well as singing for you and making wonderful Kanakapila music and live right there at our expo. So also there will be a pamper session. So get on our website to register for that pamper session, because there are only a few openings for that, but you'll get massage. You'll learn how to self-care and practice wellness and massage. And what else are we doing? Meditation, aromatherapy. There's a self-care checkup that we'll be doing, all free at the expo. And you can even register to win a pamper cruise and a neck massager. So lots of wonderful things coming up at our Hawaii Caregivers Expo. Can't wait to see you there. Hope that you found all of this information helpful. And of course, if you have any questions, again, just email us at info@gab808.org. Gimme a Break really is here for you. You can connect with community and know that we are totally here to support you. We're caregivers just like you. We're not just a bunch of people who decided to throw together a nonprofit. We're caregivers who went through it. We know what it's like. I'm still caregiving. And so we know what you're going through. we'll do our best to help you with whatever support that you need and get you connected to resources as well. And again, I encourage you to get our Givers Guides online magazine. The June issue is really awesome and full of resources. And if you are doing so, please let us know, because for watching these webinars, we're giving you a special, a free 3-month subscription to Givers Guides online magazine. Again, written for caregivers by caregivers from a caregiver's point of view. Just simply email info@gab808.org and type in the code SIMPLE420. SIMPLE420 gets you your 3 free month subscription. And don't forget to mark those calendars for Hawaii Caregivers Expo. I can't wait to see you all. Mahalo for all that you do and all that you do to care for others, but especially caring for yourself. We do what we do for you, caregivers. Thanks to your kind donations, we can make this all possible. So please go to our website, gab808.org, and anything you can do to help is always going to help a caregiver. Mahalo and have a wonderful weekend. Aloha.